This is Charlie Parsons for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. I'm here with a man who's made his trip to Sheffield for the Misfits series, Hasim Rahman. Hasim Rahman Jr. promoting the Prime. How are you, brother?
I'm great. I'm feeling great. Prime got me feeling good. The UK has been nothing but love. It's been an amazing experience being here.
Let's jump into your fight. Obviously, you go in the ring in Texas in a couple of months, couple of weeks even, with Victor Belfort. What can we expect for this fight? One for the fans, and we're seeing more of these matchups and something that we're intrigued in boxing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can expect fireworks. He's an extremely fast starter. He is a crazy work rate. He is a hard puncher. He's going to be the fastest person I ever fought. This is going to be a very, very tough fight. It's going to be a very, very explosive fight. So tune in and do not blink, because it's going to be fireworks from the moment the first bell rings.
Let's talk a little bit about how you got involved in the Misfits series and the Zone. Obviously, you had the fight that was scheduled with Jake Paul, not to be, which we'll touch into, because our team at Boxing Social, we haven't managed to catch up with you since. But how did the whole Misfits and the Zone sort of thing come together, and why was it the most appealing offer for yourself?
I mean, it's been all love from the start. I mean, they reached out. I actually DM'd KSI. I believe he probably read my DM and then got in contact with his people. Then they contacted me, and it's been up ever since. It's been just everything's worked out, man. We're all on the same page, and they want to provide a lane for me to mold myself into a world champion, and that's always what I wanted to do. So I'm looking to bring a world title home to Misfits.
Do you believe with something like Misfits and the Zone, and obviously we're seeing the cross fights like we've got here, but yourself, a professional boxer, it's actually giving you a different kind of promotion and a different kind of exposure?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that there's a boxer in the game that wouldn't want to trade shoes with me. This has been the biggest blessing of my life, almost. And I really feel like it's just been a calling. And you have to be a unique person to be in this field. You have to have something. You have to have that it. And I think that I'm not only the perfect guy, but I'm going to do the perfect things that it takes to stay in this field and build it up to the next level and eventually bring a world title home over to crossover boxing.
Well, let me jump into the whole Jake Paul saga. Obviously, we saw the fight was announced and the reception was absolutely brilliant. In terms of Jake Paul, a lot of people said, well, he's never fought a real boxer. He then goes in with a man like yourself and everyone's like, okay, he's got a test here. Obviously wasn't to be. Can you just speak about the whole process for the people at Boxing Social who aren't aware how the fight came about originally?
Tommy Fury was supposed to fight Jake Paul originally. Then about 3 or 4 weeks before their fight, Tommy had visa issues or travel issues or whatever the case may be. Excuse me. But they got in contact with me to spar Jake Paul because he was going to fight Silva back then, and he wound up not fighting Silva and offering me to fight, so I took it. But the whole way it fell apart, they seen that I weighed 224 pounds for my last fight and wanted to bring me down to 200 pounds and only allowed me to rehydrate 8 pounds the next day. It was a whole mess with the weight issue, and I was telling them almost every day and in every interview until they asked me to stop talking about the weight, that the weight was something that I underestimated and something that was definitely going to be an issue. But Allahu Allah, God knows best, and we're here now. And if you notice, Jake Paul never said my name before he needed me to fill in for that fight, and he hasn't said anything about fighting me again afterwards. Where
you believe that fight's dead in the water? He won't want to fight you?
I believe that he doesn't want to fight me, but I also believe that it's on the boxing public to push for that fight, to force that fight to happen, because there's no reason why it shouldn't happen. I think that the first thing and the best thing that I could do is knock out his brother. So I get Logan Paul in there, knock Logan Paul out, and then that'll give Jake more incentive to want to get in the ring with me.
Do you believe, with all the conversation that we have about rehydration clauses, obviously last week a lot of topic about the 157 that Chris Eubank Jr. would have had to weigh in for Conor Benn. A lot of people say rehydration clauses can be deadly, forcing fighters to strip down to unhealthy weights. Do you believe in your case this was something you were given unsafe circumstances?
Absolutely. I mean, when you look at it, everybody's talking about how unsafe Chris Eubank's journey was, but if you really look at it, Chris Eubank's last fight he weighed in 160. He was meant to weigh 157 for this fight. If you look at my last fight, I was 224, and I was meant to weigh in at 200. It's a drastic difference. You talk about trying to kill somebody. They really was trying to get me in a position where I would be not only a shell of myself, but just a sitting duck for a guy like Jake Paul.
Hasim Rahman Jr., final message to the fans watching on Boxing Social, and obviously we will be catching up with you in Texas, live on DAZN, for your fight with Victor Belfort.
Yes, final message, please support me, support my journey. I'm going to the top, inshallah, and I still fight for all the Muslims in the world, for the UK, for America. It's going down November 19th, live on DAZN. Your boy will be in action. If you haven't seen me fight, make sure you don't blink, because Vitor Belfort is not to be played with. This is going to be a hell of a fight. It's going to be fast-paced. There's going to be a lot of punches thrown, and there's more than likely going to be bloodshed. So let's go ahead and get it. Y'all make sure y'all tune in. DAZN.